Breitbart News Sunday, Alex Marlow here. I'm guessing this is a Canadian artist, producer Beth. Which one? I'm not familiar with this.
This is Limelight by Rush.
Oh, good. Oh, there we go. Now I know it's Rush. Good stuff. 866-95-PATRIOT. We're going to the phone lines, and we are going to Canada, and we're going to talk to Robert. Robert, thank you for waiting. Where in Canada are you calling from?
Hi, Alex. I'm calling you from Ottawa, Ontario.
Thank you. We love that we have an international audience here. Tell all your friends.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, Alex, what you're doing with the Breitbart is relevant in the entire Anglosphere. Look, this struggle against this left-wing media establishment is a lot bigger than America. But to the point of my call, I wanted to ask you, in your wisdom, do you think it would be an effective messaging strategy or even political campaign tactic for a Republican candidate, presumably Ted Cruz, to promise that should he be elected president, that he would mobilize the executive to prosecute criminals of the political class? Now, he wouldn't need to invoke the Clinton crime syndicate specifically, although I think that would be naturally occurring into a lot of astute observers' minds upon hearing that. But do you think that's going too far, or do you think that would work for him?
You know what, Robert? That's a fantastic question. I'm going to wait for an answer, because next up on the program with me at the top of the hour is Ben Shapiro. I don't know if you know this, but Ben's most recent book, and he's written a half a dozen or so, is actually a criminal case against President Obama. And so I can ask him about President Obama. I can ask him about Hillary Clinton. I've wondered this a lot myself, that some of the things that are done in Washington cannot be legal, but yet no one ends up in jail. And it's very interesting to me that white-collar criminals seem to go to jail unless you have achieved a certain level of political clout. Then you're free from any sort of criminal prosecution. All of these executive amnesties by Barack Obama, which are illegal, why aren't these associated with some sort of a criminal penalty? It's just looked at as a political game and not something that is legal. And as we were talking about in the last segment, we're supposed to be a nation of laws. So I don't have a law degree. Ben Shapiro, my next guest, has a law degree from Harvard. So I'm going to ask him this very question, Robert. But it's a really interesting point, and it's one that I've been curious about myself.
Yeah, Alex, I do think that this grievance, this perception that white-collar crime is not treated seriously, is one that's shared across all aisles. But do you mind if I opine very quickly on your appearance on CNN with Rick Wilson?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, okay. What I found quite notable but unsurprising is that this ostensibly conservative man, and there are many like him, part of what you would call the establishment consultant class,
right,
are so eager to be invited to a place like CNN, this cesspool, and then they'll point the finger at Breitbart, which is clearly a leader in the conservative media landscape doing so much good work, describe you disparagingly as Pravda-esque, as if he would ever point that finger and use that term to describe CNN or these other outfits that just love to invite him to have him swear this fealty oath to say, oh, I'm not like them. I'm not like the base. It drove me nuts to watch that.
Yeah, it is a surreal meta moment to have a moderate Republican yelling at a grassroots person on CNN, which is presumably catering towards a center-left audience. Yeah, I've never pursued going on any media in my life. Steve offered me a chance to help with this program, and I took that. I've never been in Fox's regular rotation. CNN, I appreciate them giving me a few minutes a few times to make our points and to bring these Tea Party grassroots conservative values to a new audience, and I'm going to continue to accept it. But that's not going to change what I think of CNN, which is that by and large CNN has been a force for ill lately, and if they're starting to get their act together, then I'm happy to be a part of a new wave. But it is pretty remarkable to see that exchange happen on a network that has a reputation for going after all Republicans so frequently, all the time. I mean, they still have Chris Cuomo on the air now, who's basically an attack dog, and he has a program that's 3 hours every morning.
Right. Look, Alex, thanks again for taking my call. Please open up Breitbart Canada and hire me on.
You know, we've been thinking about it. I got a few guys up there from the old Sun News outlet that I like very much. I'd love to do it. So send me an email, alex@breitbart.com, with your resume, Robert.
All right, Alex. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you, sir. And then I definitely am going to ask Ben Shapiro about the criminality issue. Okay, we got